Yes. Unity is strength, division is weakness. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges and fellow students, it is an honor to stand before you to discuss a crucial topic that determines the legacy of our future. As we gather in this place, filled with intellect and creativity, let us reflect on the concept of gender-based violence. These are harmful acts of violence directed at a person because of their identity or gender identity, a severe violation of human rights and a form of discrimination. Let me take you back to a story of a young girl who was in northern Uganda. A subsistence farmer and a mother of 3. She worked hard, but despite her hard work, she faced violence from the very man who was supposed to be her protector. Why? Well, for years she suffered in silence, afraid to speak out, isolated by stigma and shame. Her children watched helplessly as their family fell apart under the weight of fear and pain. This story, sadly, is not unique. It is a reality of many Ugandan women, with over half of women aged 15 to 49 years experiencing physical violence and nearly a quarter subjected to sexual violence. However, when we think of the concept of gender-based violence, also known as GBV, it is not just a thing directed towards the ladies. It is a thing happening with the men too. Well, in Uganda, GBV has become a significant issue. As the saying goes, the devil is in the details. Let's look at some statistics. In 2023 only, there were 15,184 reported cases of domestic violence. Within these cases, 10,792 victims were female adults, 3,243 male adults, and 1,142 juveniles, all suffering from gender-based violence. What does this really mean to us as thoughtful leaders? John F. Kennedy once said, "Let every nation know that we shall bear any burden to ensure the survival and success of our nation." But GBV affects all of us, families, communities, and nations. Yet why does GBV continue to thrive in our society? Is it ignorance, fear, or deep-rooted cultural norms? Or perhaps all of us, and that is why it's a call for action. The statistics I just read out aren't just numbers, but an urgent call to action. It requires us to all stand up, be it communities, societies, and not just individuals. Governments and policy makers, we need to rise up and fight against gender-based violence. But let's ask ourselves how. Firstly, the first key thing is engage men and boys. For instance, let's talk about the National Male Involvement Strategy that promotes engaging men and boys in violence prevention and fostering positive masculinity. We all need positive masculinity. We are not looking for a man who depends on dominance and power. We need equality. Secondly, we need to empower women and girls by supporting education, economic independence, and leadership training to enhance their safety and agency. Remember, knowledge should be your greatest defense. Knowledge is not something that you should attain and keep to yourself. So economic independence will come through women emancipation. Support the local women-led organization and rights movement. Let's talk about Uganda Women's Network that supports them. In conclusion, preventing GBV and promoting healthy coexistence calls for all of us to act, not just individuals, but institutions and the society. Let's build a society where everyone thrives equally for who they are, for God and my country.
It's falling through Jesus'